Alright, I don't have an intro, so let's go. Left top corner, Baltimore Blastoise. That's Dave, right? So, I like his team well. I had to face it already, and I think it's really defensive. He doesn't have a fire type. That's what stick out because he only drafted blue Pokemon. It's kind of bulky, but Urshifu is an asshole, so it's still pretty good. And wish passing to Seismitoad and Corviknight, etc. That's kind of cancerous, so it's really a tough team to beat because Dave is a very good battler too. So yeah, what do you think?
To agree. Any team that has Urshifu single strike is automatically, at worst, like good. Urshifu single strike is just such a good mon. I mean, being able to always attack something through protect, always having a move that crits. I mean, especially in a draft format with such a big pool of coaches, it's really hard to draft any decent Urshifu single strike answers.
Yeah.
And then it has like the bulk that you mentioned. I mean, this team is really bulky, but it's also really offensive. It's usually you see either really defensive teams, kind of like stall or pseudo stall, or balance. But this team actually does a good job in being defensive, but having the power too.
Yeah, for example, I have Thunderous Eye and Nidoqueen were so good offensively versus my team. So it kind of didn't matter that 3/4 of the team was defensive. So yeah, kind of annoying. Also, did you know that Urshifu gets Sucker Punch?
Yes, I did know Urshifu gets Sucker Punch.
Well, I didn't, but now I do. So. God damn it. Alright.
It happens to the best of us.
Yeah, moving on, I'd say.
Just to point out real quick, the only big flaw I would notice for this team is that there's no elite speed, which isn't the worst, but maybe drafting something, faster than Thunderous or maybe Webs would have been really nice for this team. But overall, it's just a really, really solid team. That's really the only complaint or negative I would say. No elite speed. But other than that, good momentum, pretty good hazard removal, breakers, bulk. Really good team overall.
That's actually true because his fastest mon is Thunderous Eye at 111, and I had Mega Beedrill, so I could run Adamant, and Regieleki outspeeds his fastest Scarfer, so yeah, that's kind of true. Alright, looking at the Munich Miltanks, the best draft team with the with the sexiest coach. I don't know who it is, but I've heard. So
I heard it smells like cap in here, but go on.
Well, I'm gonna let you talk first because it's my team, so I'm interested to hear.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also really a fan of this team. It has some really good speed tiers. I mean, of course, having the fastest Pokemon, helps a lot. Beedrill. Little Inductrio right in the middle is nice. It's not ideal to bring every week, but I mean, at least the speed tiers could force other teams to not be plus attack or plus speed instead. Let's see what else. Hazards aren't the worst. You have rocks. It was just pretty good. Let's see what else. Hazard control is a bit lacking here, to say the least. You have a spin reg.
Pretty much.
Yeah. What about the famous defog Beedrill, Mega Beedrill?
Shh, don't. Yeah. Well.
But yeah, overall, this team, I would also say it's pretty good. That disgusting core slower Chansey Among Us is going to be extremely tedious to deal with for any team. I mean, that regen with Among Us Slowbro is so good, and then Chansey just taking any hit. I mean, they all have real good synergy. It's just going to be really, really tedious to deal with.
Well, thanks, I guess. My team tedious, and it's a bummer because there's a lot of improvisation on this team. I originally wanted a Mega Pidgeot, and I wanted Zero Aura, but then I got Lecky instead, and now Beedrill and etc. And I wanted Mianchao, so I had more speed above 100 planned, but it didn't work out. I was really keen on Rhyperior Duraludon, just from typing wise. Let's see if it works out as I wanted to. And
Yeah.
I love Mega Beedrill, and of course Chansey. Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna swap out Alone Duck Trio. There's one matchup it's good against, but like, yeah, I don't know. Alright.
Yeah, I can tell you mainly got like Duck Trio just to fill that speed gap in the middle. But that's probably something maybe to concentrate on if you do end up dropping it or making FAs. Then yeah, maybe just the speed in the middle a little.
Yeah. Also, I'm naming my mons after Parks and Rec characters, and
I love that.
Alone Duck Trio is pretty fitting. Leslie No. Or
my favorite show, fun fact of all time. I love that. Great names.
It's so funny. Well, alright. Leslie Nopes, I should say. Okay. Texas, Raikous. I gotta be honest, I don't know who the coach is for the. I pretty much don't know any coach except for like the season 1 veterans. I don't know who the coach of that team is, so yeah, sorry.
Let me see if I can find who it is real quick.
I think
Bash. It's Bash.
Alright. Looking at it, well, he has the goat Quagsire, so that's plus. Really underrated. Unaware is so good. He has Jolteon without hidden power, which is still solid, but like a much worse Regieleki. Well, depending how you want to look at it. Dragapult is bad design, but good. Deoxys Speed I used last season, and it's really fast and has good coverage, so that's fine. I don't know what to say. It's fine. I don't see any particular. Well, I think he has. He has Clefairy. I was gonna say he has his Steel and Fairy is mobile, but he has Clefairy. But when are you gonna bring Clefairy? So I don't know.
Hey, Clefairy's a sleeper pick. Don't underestimate it. On the right matchup, it can be really annoying. However, I do agree Clefairy is still not the most ideal fairy type, especially when another part of your defensive core is Marini, which, pretty weak to knock, both of them, knock off. And then you have also Deoxys Speed, which, doesn't really take hits in the first place, but also, just having a lot of mons that don't really want to get knocked off. Also, Gligar, I'm noticing, too. So, there's a lot of Eviolite mons that, don't really want to get knocked off. No team really wants to get knocked off, but this particular one, just a lot of the defensive backbone, relying on Eviolite is probably going to be the biggest weakness here. However, on the offensive end, you have Dragapult, Mega Mawile, really, really good offense together. Deoxys Speed can also... Oh, no, go ahead.
I just wanted to say it's going to be really hard to play, let's say, the speed game versus this team, because it has Deoxys Speed and Dragapult, which is really fast, and also Mega Mobile usually has like Sucker Punch, so and I'm quite familiar with that move now, so it's gonna be hard to like speed tier wise, because even you two very fast mons and then Sucker Punch with Mobile, well, yikes.
Yeah. What I also really like is that a lot of your offense, like Dragapult, Infernape, Blastoise to an extent, if you run Shell Smash, it can be either physical or special. It's gonna be really good for you and really bad for your opponent having to figure out, okay, which Dragapult is it gonna be, physical or special? Which Infernape is it gonna be? It's just gonna be. I think it's a really good team overall, even if the defensive end is lacking, in my opinion, at least. It's still. The offensive pressure this team is going to have is just makes up for it. I think it's going to be a really good team overall.
Good point. All right, Gold Coast, Goldeen. Again, I don't know who the coach is, but the first thing I'm looking at is, of course, the Mamoswine, because he managed to snag the best dual stab coverage in the game. Ice and ground, and no one can debate that.
Coach is Honey, by the way.
Alright. Yeah, I really like the Mamoswine. I love it in draft. It doesn't get picked as much as in previous gens, I feel like. but still really good. Looking at it further, Blissey Skarmory is of course disgusting.
With Toxapex too.
Yeah, and had to rein for the fighting. Ugh. Yeah, he has nice resistances, like then the Katana weak to fire, but then you have the Volcanion, and yeah, I like the type synergies, and you have 2 4-time weaknesses with Noivern and Katana, but you when hidden power isn't allowed, you can run that, it's fine. And again, Volcanion resists the ice 4 times and the fire 4 times, etc. So I really like the type synergies.
Yeah, it's also a pretty good team. I really like Noivern. I used it last season. I think it's a really underrated mon. I mean, Noivern, it's amazing. I mean, you got the speed, you got a good stats with Draco, Meteor, and Hurricane. You have a lot of good other moves like Flamethrower and such. That just really good coverage here. And also, I mean, we already talked about it, but that defensive core, Toxapex, Blissey, Skarmory is just so good.
Yep.
You got plenty of breakers. You got physical breakers. You got special breakers. I would say all your mons are breakers except for Rotom that aren't, like, if they're not defensive or Rotom, like I guess Noivern too. They're pretty good breakers. You have Volcanion, Hatterene, Mamoswine, Kartana, Conkeldurr. You know, just really strong mons.
I also like that. I like about it that it has only 10 Pokemon and feels kind of compact. You know, no unnecessary extras like mons, like low tier mons. You're maybe gonna bring to one match or something. It's every mon is really valuable, so you could pretty much, like, every mon could come pretty much every week. It's gonna be useful somehow. So it feels really compact.
Yep, it's really good team overall. I think
maybe the speed tiers are the only thing, because you have Katana and Noivern that are, I think, 109 and 123. But that's it above 100, I think. And
yeah, you beat me to
it. Yes, you know.
Yeah, I was gonna say the speed. It's not bad. The only thing is, you know, those are your only 2 mons that are really fast outside. I mean, it drops from Kartana to, is it Volcanion? I believe.
Volcanion is something with 70. I don't know.
Oh, never mind. So it's Mamoswine, which isn't much better.
Mamoswine is 80, and
yes.
Volcanion is 76 or something. I don't know.
Yeah, Volcanion is 70, I believe.
Oh, all right.
So yeah, that's pretty much the only flaw I would say. You know, the speed isn't the best, but I mean, you're probably gonna bring Kartana and Noivern in most games regardless, so you should be fine.
Yeah.
The only thing is, I mean, I guess momentum could be a bit better. You have U-Turna, Noivern, Teleport Blissey, Rotom, Bolt Switch. I mean, it's not bad, but you know, just I feel with this type of team, you wanted a lot more momentum just to get in your breakers.
Yeah, I think this is so far my favorite team, except for my own, of course. Alright.
I do think this is the best team so far, and I know it's still early, but I do feel this is the most balanced and, you know, the best so far.
Alright, Chicago Cubones. I know the coach of this one. It's alright. Grams, of course. Old Thoro. And I like his team this season. I think he drafted well. I like his cores. I think it's Mega Steelix is sadly not really that amazing, but it's cool. I used it last season too. I respect it. That's a good phrase for it. You sniped my Zeraora, of course. Zeraora, I used to not like Zeraora. I thought it was overrated, but now I really like it because it's such a good cleaner. It has good enough coverage, and I usually don't draft speedy types, but this one I feel comfortable with. So I really like the Zeraora. Well, actually no, because I wanted it, but whatever. Jellicent, of course. I know that's a favorite of his. Tornadus Eye. What? I got. Alright, Surprise Tumor. I don't know what I was gonna say. Well, I like it. I had success with it in Anything Goes ladder in, I think, 2016. Yeah, that's a weird example, but I like Tornado Eye. Damn, I feel like Jingus. I'm supposed to rate the squad and then... yeah, I really like Tornado's Eye. It's good in Anything Goes. Yeah, just... you do the talking for this one.
Well, yeah, I also agree. I've always liked Aurora. I'm gonna pull one of the same things too. I used it when it had just released. It was really good. It hates not having hidden power, but it makes up for it by having Z. I still feel losing HP sucks more than access to Z move, but nonetheless, having C move is always really nice. HP Ice would have been nice, but
doesn't it get? I don't know. I'm not sure, but doesn't it get Ice Punch? I don't think so.
I don't think so. No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you mentioned earlier, Steelix is a bit, Pepega, but definitely not a bad mon. I think it's also a bit underrated. You got Porygon, well, my favorite Pokemon to draft overall, tied with Tornadus T.
Porygon 2?
Yep, Porygon 2. I love that. It's so bulky. It's never failed me. And now with Teleport, it became even better.
Oof.
Speed tiers here are really good. You got Zeraora, then you got Superior, Torn, and then Mew right there also. It's pretty nice.
Yep.
Hazards are also pretty good. You got, well, of course, Mew. We're gonna keep referencing Mew because it gets everything. So got Como with rocks, Steelix with rocks, Colossal with rocks and spikes. Hazard control also good. Once again, Mew Superior with, even since it has no HP, it's pretty common for it to always run Defog. And of course, Rapid Spin and on Colossal, Defog on Torn. Really good team overall. Jellicent also really good. It became really annoying now. You can spam Strength Sap. I mean, Strength. Is it Strength? No, Strength. I can't remember the
move, which,
yeah. I don't know why I can't remember.
Attack drop.
Well, yeah, that one. And Recover.
Yeah.
So, you can spam that Will-O-Wisp. Yeah, it's a really good team overall. I can't really find anything bad about it, really.
Again, I like that it's... I feel like every mon has its place in this team.
Actually...
You could argue that Colossal isn't the best fire type. That's his only fire type, if I'm looking at it. Yeah, that's his only fire type.
Yeah.
Sure, but I mean... It's still... It's like a... What you call it? Like a wild card. You bring it once and then sweep or something, so I think it's fun.
It also has all really good abilities. I mean, you can do some crazy stuff with, like, is it Steam Engine?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you get hit with a fire type move, the opponent doesn't expect the +6 speed. You'd be surprised at how fast it can get even with, like, no speed. I guess the only thing I just found really is that you don't really have any, like, breakers. That would maybe be the only thing. Because, I mean...
Yeah.
You don't have any real, like... anything that breaks right away without setup. I mean...
True.
Steelix, you have to set up and you don't have an access to a, like... Life Orb or something.
I'd say... Yeah, that's kind of true. Like, maybe Superior, but... Because you set up with your attacking move, and Tornadus Eye because of its coverage, but you're right, it doesn't have the oomph, as the expert would say. Alright.
Like you look back at other teams and there's always something that could break right away, and then this one you kind of need set up for it to start breaking. But overall, really good team still.
Alright, Cleveland Escavaliers. Coach?
I'm gonna butcher this probably. Sorry, Venetia.
Venetia. Alright. Yeah. Alright.
It's a Pog.
I think he's the one who stole the Mienshao for me. Like, I said it a few times and it's in the other video too, but like, the blue division just came together to take all my picks. Like, Thoro took my Zeraora, he has my Mienshao, and Sheffield Sharpedos is a whole nother story, we'll get to that, but alright. Mega
Oh, I cannot
Scissor
wait.
is scary, of course.
A very good one.
I'm kind of surprised, I'm not really in the meta right now. 18 points is a lot. I guess it's good, but 18 points? Did you get any new moves or something? What's up with that?
Dual Wing Beam.
And probably no hidden power, maybe.
Yeah, I think it's mainly no hidden power fire that puts it up.
Alright. I have no thoughts on that. No, I think Lickitung is one of the best mons you could grab from like points 1 to 3. With it's really bulky with Eviolite, has nice support moves, knock off. I think it gets Wish already, stuff like that. Bolthound, I don't know. I always kind of considered drafting it because of its speed, but I don't know if it can perform. I don't know, some say it's trash. Like it has some coverage moves like bites and stuff, but I don't know if it can function as your like fast electric. I'm kind of curious to see how that works.
I have Bolton in a different league right now, and I would say it's in the middle. Some people say it's pretty good, some people say it's pretty bad. I think it's okay. You know, the speed is always really nice. It does have access to Bolt Switch, so that's also a plus. And its move pool is surprisingly good. It really upsets me. It has all the fangs except Ice Fang. Yeah. If it had Ice Fang, I would say it's a really good mon. But it has stuff like Crunch, Psychic Fangs, Play Rough, Fire Fang. It even has like Flame Charge if you really want to. Noso can be nice. You have Double Edge, Facade, Wild Charge. I think it's a pretty good mon. Compared to what I usually hear that it's not that good. I think it's underrated.
It's good for its cost, like 7 points. There are only so many. Whoa, voice crack. There are only so many like good electric types, like fast electric types. I mean, so I think for its price, it's good.
Yeah.
It does have kind of fucked up eyes, if I remember correctly. Like, Bolt and I don't know, its eyes are so weird. Like, what the fuck is that? I guess it's just excited. Alright. Again, Mienshao is really good. I wanted it.
Yeah.
I think really good. One of the like parts of a draft that doesn't get talked about that much, but I am a strong believer in is you need a fighting type, because otherwise bulky normals are just gonna wall you. Like if you don't have a good or strong fighting type, you're just gonna get walled by Porygon Z, or Blissey, or Chansey, or Lickitung, or etc. So I really you should have fighting type, and Mienshao is a good one with like Regenerator, U-turn, 120 attack, 1.5 speed. Yeah, I really like it.
Yeah, Mienshao, as I like to call it. But yeah, it's really good. Like you said, really any fighting type is, even if it's not the best, as long as it does the job, you know, of what you mentioned, getting rid of the normal types. But Mienshao is just really good, especially with U-turn. Has really two good abilities, even though you're probably gonna use Regenerator most of the time. The other, I forgot what it's called, Reckless, it can still be really good.
Yeah, right. True.
I've also noticed this team has really good momentum. You have U-turn Scizor, Flip Turn Primarina, U-turn Moltres. You got U-turn Mienshao. If you're a madman, you can use Teleport Alakazam. Bolt Switch Bolton. I mean, pretty good momentum too.
True.
Something we haven't really been talking about so far. Yeah, I really like the momentum here.
I'm just here for the jokes. I don't know anything. I like Vileplume. It's cute. Okay.
That's also really good now. I think they moved since Strength Sap. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Strength Sap.
Yeah, I got that before, didn't it? Blossom had it. I don't know, but Vileplume. All right.
Oh yeah, I'm just talking about ever since it got it.
Stack Attacker is a weird one. It's always like these roles you kind of have to fill. Like cores, fire, grass, water, dragon fairy, steel, fast electric, etc. Like they're pre-baked, what you kind of have to have. And Stack Attacker isn't really a steel type that's supposed to be bulky. And I realize now that it's kind of useless what I'm talking because I also have Scissor, but I'm just gonna keep going. Because Stack Attacker is more like an offensive mon with Trick Room and Jarbo. So, but we'll get to that when we someone had toxicity, and then I'm gonna talk about that again.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
Just overall, I would also say a really good team. I don't think there's been any bad teams so far, but this one stands out mainly because I'm a big fan of momentum. I think momentum's one of the most important things in a team, and this team has it. Has good breakers. I do agree Stack Attack is a bit odd, but since it's not its only steel type, it can do what it does. I think it would have been better in a team that has more Trick Room mons, but Stack Attack is always still good regardless. So yeah, another really good team.
Cool. Alright. Arsneasel. I feel like I have to know what coach this is, but...
Come on, you know this. Come on.
It's not... No, I forgot. Is it yours?
I mean, who else goes for a bad team? Just think about it. There's not many people that go for bad teams.
I feel like you said it because it was yours. If not, that's gonna be embarrassing. Is it your team?
No.
Okay, well, sorry about that.
It's Cyan.
Alright, okay. Yeah, right, Spectria. Was he always Arsneasel? No, he was the...
No,
he was
bad burp squad, no?
Before he was like the Lugia, right? Lugias, right? That's why I didn't recognize it. Alright, let's move on before I embarrass myself. First, Megalopony is really good. Didn't it get U-turn?
Yes, and close combat.
Yeah, alright. Spectria, I like it. And he has it pairs nicely with the Megalopony, of course, like really nicely. That's actually a scary offensive core, and he has Victini.
Yep.
And the nerfed Manaphy, so that's I think all the offensive mons you need. So I like that. Looking at it further, I really love Dragalge's design. I don't think it's that good generally. It's really situational. Why the Porygon? I guess he had a point left over, but...
Chat Mon.
True, what am I saying?
But yeah, that momentum, I mean, sorry, not momentum, that offense is really good. Megalopony, Spectre, Victini. I think, this is just my opinion, I don't think Manaphy is that good anymore without Tailglow. I think it's kind of bad. But it still does what it can still clean up if it needs to. But yeah, Megalopony not having frustration / return is unfortunate, but it more than makes up for it with U-turn and close combat.
Yeah.
Just really good. Spectre, people keep wanting to talk bad about Spectre, and I can get why, but teams that aren't prepared for Spectre get absolutely destroyed. Like, with Spectre, you are forced to bring either your normal or your dark type. And even then, there's some... One of the big reasons I changed my draft plan is because I saw that the dark type and normal type I wanted would get destroyed unironically by double kick on Spectre. I know double kick's a bad...
Yeah.
It doesn't have the best attack, but it unironically, if you don't have a decent normal or dark type, it can dent it. Yeah. So I think Spectre is a sleeper pick. I still think it's a bit overpriced, maybe like a point, but it's really good, especially for teams that underestimated can just get destroyed easily.
I think Manaphy is, if it had better, like more reliable recovery, then it would be way better, because then it would just have like switched roles. Before it was like a sweeper, and now it's more like supporty with, like, I think it gets knockoff, U-turn. You could still, if you run something like Acid Armor Core Mind and then with Rain, if you're crazy, but it's more like supporty now. I think it gets screens too. Yeah. Also, I like Rotomo. I think that's a good electric mon because for cores like I was looking whether it was free or not because I wanted it like after the draft because of this. If you have something like Corviknight and Seismitoad, that's really good if you have Rotomo. Just wanted to point that out. And the rank is cool.
Yeah, I want to point out, I understand what you say about Dragalge. I just feel like, having that adaptability stat is just really good. It has pretty decent coverage too. It's
too slow.
Yeah, it does what it does really good, but it hinders hard, will really set it back a bit.
I drafted it a few times and I really like its design and of course it hits hard, but and I don't say this about a lot of mons, but it's too slow because it doesn't have great resistances. It has fire and dragon and grass, I mean, but like psychic, earthquake, ice, you're just gonna take a hit and die probably before you can do much. But maybe I'm talking about my ass. Alright, are we done with this one?
Just pointed out that also we haven't really touched on the defensiveness. Just real quick, Mando Sylveon is amazing. It's really, really good. This team doesn't have many straight up walls, but these two alone should be able to cover it pretty well. I mean, you got momentum on both. You got pretty good moves. It's just a really good defensive core. Piloswine also helps it.
The swine, of course. Yes.
Yep. Good. I would say lacking hazards a bit. And not a lot of removal, but the thing is, you're probably going to bring Mandibus every week anyways, because it's just really good, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. But yeah.
Should we have graded like the teams? I don't know.
I'm pretty bad with grading stuff, to be honest.
I couldn't have done it properly either way, so.
And yeah.
What I just realized we didn't talk at all about like Z picks.
Whoops.
Yeah, but.
You want to just go over those real quick before we keep going?
Okay, let's do a power round. Latios is great. I don't know what all is good for, but Thundurus is good too because it gets coverage.
Yeah,
yeah, that's good. I'm kind of surprised that it's not Urshifu, but the taste, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really like Urshifu as a user, to be honest. I don't. Okay. I just feel it usually prefers another item, but it still can have a nuke, which is nice. C attack, Rhyperior.
Yeah, I put it. I debated between Duraludon and Rhyperior. I went for Rhyperior because I want to make Rhyperior more of a threat. But it could have been Duraludon as well. Maybe I'd switch it during the season. It's pretty much like no other mon that would benefit. Regieleki doesn't make sense.
Incineroar would have been interesting, but yeah.
Well, okay. Alright, Deoxys. Did they unban this? Last season, Deoxys speed didn't get Z.
Yeah, it can use. I think it could use Z now. Yeah. Well, obviously it's in the dog.
Well, then that's really good.
That's and you have
really good. And Dragapult.
I'd say you have the best C users so far, to be honest, and it's gonna be hard to beat those two C users.
Yeah, I guess Dragapult. Maybe Infernape, but Dragapult is probably better. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Hatterene, right? And Katana.
Yeah, pretty good Z users too.
Yeah. Muse Aurora makes sense.
Amazing. Yep.
That's makes sense. Stack Attacker and Garchomp. Garchomp makes a sense, of course. Does Stack Attacker use Z-moves? I don't know.
Yes, it uses it a lot under Trick Room. Kind of just Trick Room, drop a nuke under Trick Room. Yeah, it's not that rare.
Okay, well then, good job. And then Manaphy, but without the tail glow. Interesting. And Spectria is kind of also kind of obvious. I maybe put it Victini or Dragalge instead of Manaphy because I don't think that Manaphy like profit. I guess because of the Rain Dance.
I guess so, but I don't know. I disagree with both of these, to be honest. I would have gone with like Victini, Durant, even maybe.
Porygon. Well, okay.
Yeah, it's time.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
This asshole. No, right. Gonna keep calm because I don't think he's. I think he's a bit younger, but.
We're just messing with you.
Before ripping into this team, I just noticed it gets even better because he put Jinx as is Z all, and I don't know. Maybe it's that's rude, but it's so ridiculous that it's kind of respectable. On the other hand, but why?
Yeah, that's yeah.
I'm trying to use Jinx in my. I'm playing hard gold again. And I'm using Jinx in there, but in a draft team it's bold. And also, I've talked about this in the other video too, but he has like half a Hail team, but he has no Hail setter, and it's just Ice, no Hail, because they don't abuse it too. And then he has Sun, but only Venusaur and Torkoal, and like what? Volcarona? And then he has Blastoise and Starmie. And then he has both the Galarian birds. It's such a weird team. And a random golem. Pretty stupid, isn't it? I made the same joke in the other video.
Alright. Yeah. Do we gotta talk about also the self-snipe? That was interesting to watch.
Oh my god. I don't want to ruin like spoil the fun, but I'm pretty sure he did that on purpose the second time. Like, as a joke. That's my bad that he was like, well, oopsie, I'm quirky. So, but maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, then that's like even more face palmy, but whatever.
Yeah. So let's break down the team now that we got those important things out of the way first.
The funny thing is, I don't know how good like he battles. The funny thing is, like, it doesn't have. It's weird because it's not that bad because
it's actually not bad, yeah.
Because it has like single threats. For example, like Galarian Diamantine can just wreck a team on its own. I don't know if Moltres is good, but Galarian Zapdos is really good. And Volcarona is good, and whole T-Geist is like a wildcard kind of thing, and Mega Blastoise is still good without the Shell Smash. So it has like single threats, doesn't have the best synergy, but you know, you could still lose to this. I don't know how good he plays.
Yeah, this team, like you said, it has a lot of good Pokemon by itself, but the synergy is lacking, to say the least. Speed tiers are, you got no elite speed, but speed in between what you have is not bad. It's actually decent speed.
Galarian Zapdos is 100?
Yeah.
Alright.
I just noticed, no steel type is interesting.
Oh, yeah, right. I like that he has the Golem and the Venusaur, because the grass, that's solid. Yeah, I don't know.
You actually have good hazard control. Unironically, yeah, Galarian Moltres gets defog, right?
I don't know. I pretty much don't know anything about Galarian Moltres. I know that Mega Blastoise and Starmie are good rapid spinners.
Oh, it doesn't get defog. Damn. Well, yeah, you have reliable spinners. Torkoal, Mega Blastoise, Starmie are all good spinners.
And you need that because you have like 3 ice types and Volcarona, so that's.
Yeah, you really need the spinners. Hazards are
Golem.
Kind of there. Yes, Stealth Rock, Torkoal, Stealth Rock, Frostlass, Spikes. It's hard to say things about this team because there's like nothing to pair it up with. I don't think this is a bad team. It's just gonna be interesting how you play it. It's really gonna come up. I mean, you can say this about any team. But specifically this one, it really depends how you use each mon in each situation, because like we've been mentioning, there's no real like glue. It's kind of just a bunch of good mons thrown in together.
Yeah. One thing I would say, because it's easy to rip on it, but I think it looks fun. So like, if you don't take it really seriously, that's kind of a backhand compliment. But if you don't take it that seriously, I think this could be fun. The mons itself are fun to use. But that's all the positive I'm going to say, because he took my Frostlass in
round 2.
round. That's
I gotta respect the round 2 Frostlass.
So disrespectful. Like it has some kind of energy, this team. I don't think it's big dick energy, but some kind of energy.
I think it points off though, because you had said you were gonna draft Mono Ice, and this doesn't look like Mono Ice to me.
Yeah, like we said he has double weathers. Yeah, but like no abusers, pretty much. But well, all right, let's move on.
You're either gonna do really good or really bad with this team. There's nothing in between.
Seattle Swellows. That's Sly.
Yes.
And you can already see it because of like this. Sly is one of the best drafters, and he's been in the PSL since season 1, I'm pretty sure. So and he's a really good battler, of course. I'm surprised that he hasn't been champion yet. But yeah, again, Hydreigon Aegislash is like really solid, kind of popular, or not popular, but as soon as you drafted Hydreigon, I don't know why people were surprised that you got Aegislash 2. It's kind of, they go together. But I already said it once, but I think that he has really good type synergy again. I know he likes Rotom Heat, or I get, at least he has used it a lot before. And of course he has the Miltank, so playoffs guaranteed, I'd say. He has solid hazard control, like Defog on Tapu Koko. Hydreigon gets Defog too. Rotom Heat, of course. Delmice Rapid Spin, Hitmonlee Rapid Spin. That's solid. He can set them too, of course. Hippowdon, Miltank.
That's it.
Yeah, alright. Well, okay. Speed tiers are like actually that aren't that great. I think the only he only has 2 Mons over 100 speed. Alone Raichu and Tapu Koko. And Hitmonlee Unburden. It's like the only thing, but he can work around it. He has good, what's it called, momentum too. I think you wanted to point that out too. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have much to add to this. I mean, the first 3 months alone just make such good offense.
True.
Like you mentioned earlier, even though I think it was by accident, not the best hazards. Hazards are a bit lacking. You have 2 rockers, and I think that's it.
Yeah, well, setting is, kind of whack, but alright.
I feel maybe getting a bit more hazards or maybe spikes would really help.
But then again,
for the first.
But then again, how many like setters do you need? You have a Powdon, and that's a staple. Like Powdon's gonna have Stealth Rocks anyways. So and the Powdon is good like most of the time, and so I think it's fine. Also interesting to see a Powder without sand.
I've seen it often more nowadays. It's just such a solid mon defensively.
Yeah. Alone Raichu and Tapu Koko, of course, a nice combo.
Or Bird and Hitmonlee also.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
it's just it's a really good team overall. No real big flaws other than the speed we mentioned. good walls. You got that Hippo element wall that's gonna be annoying. You can make Aegislash defensively whenever, relatively easy. You got Miltank, Delmise, which is on the bulkier side. Just pretty good overall balanced team. Other than those two minor things we mentioned, it's really good team.
Z makes sense too. What do you use Z all for on top of Coco? I guess Nature's Madness?
No idea. I think it was more there wasn't really much Z all in this team that it could have used. I think it was just more, just to put it in there. But still really good Z users. Coco, Hydreigon.
Sure.
Really good.
I think. Yeah, we're at 47 minutes right now.
Oh my god.
So, I think we're gonna split it. So.
Yeah, we can stop for now. We can continue tomorrow.
Yeah.
Damn, this is gonna be a long ass fucking video.
Yeah, I'm gonna put timestamps in it.
Yeah, I don't mind though. I think I'd rather do this and give each team a solid analysis rather than speed through it.
Yeah, it's funny because I thought we were speeding through it. I thought I was like I didn't want to stay long on one team, but then 47 minutes. That's crazy.
Yeah. Am I talking too much? I feel I may be talking too much.
I feel like I'm talking too much because I have nothing to say.
I mean, I think it's fine. Like, I don't really care, like, going on for a while. It's mainly more, how the other people. I mean, the timestamps will help, but yeah, I think we're doing a good job, to be honest.
Sure. I haven't stopped the recording, by the way, so that's going in as well.
Oh, well, good to me.
Alright. Yeah.
Everyone's team are shit. No, I'm just kidding.
Whoops. Yeah, there's also so many teams left to cover. That's great.
Yeah, we haven't even gone halfway through. I think I guess we can speed up a bit. Not because, I don't mind talking, but,
We just finished with the Seattle Swellows. I'm so exhausted from, complimenting all these teams. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, pretty impressive so far. Not really any bad teams. I know the one we mentioned before the Seattle, the Sheffield, we kind of shat on it a little bit, but we're actually, we're just messing around here. It's genuinely, there aren't any bad teams so far.
I think we even shed less on it than other would. So we gave it a pretty good rep.
Yeah, pretty surprising. All right. Well,
I just blanked there. Yeah, no, I forgot it. Well, see you next time.
Thanks for watching. We got Banana here. We got Lorz, the co-host.
How do we say?
Even though it's
so
their idea.
Everyone says Lorz.
Lorz?
Yeah, it's like Lorz. With I don't know, does that exist in English? I'm not sure. Like Z.
I mean, my name is basically yours, but in Spanish. my IRL talks.
Well, okay.
We're definitely cutting this out. Definitely not going to stay in the video. Pepega.
Okay.
Well, thanks for watching. Yeah. Don't get your feelings hurt. These are just our opinions and our comments. Don't think what we say is law. It's just what we saw.
Yep. Don't get your titties in a twist, as they say. I think. And bye bye.
Goodbye.